Have you ever stopped and asked yourself why you are constantly looking over your shoulder? Why you care so much about what everyone else is doing? Who is ahead? Who's winning? Who is failing? Imagine waking up one day and realizing that all the energy you spent chasing others' approval, comparing your life to theirs, and trying to keep up with their pace has stolen years of your own growth. Think about it, all those late nights scrawling, all that anxiety wondering if you are enough, all that pressure to perform for people who don't even know your story. That's the shocking truth. Most of us live our lives as spectators, not participants. And the moment you realize that, something inside clicks. You understand that the only person you should be chasing is yourself. Why do we do this? Because society, culture, even your own friends and family have subtly programmed you to seek validation outside of yourself. Look at what she has. He's doing better than you. Are you keeping up? These whispers, repeated endlessly, create a chain reaction inside your mind, a chain that keeps you running on a treadmill that's going nowhere. And here's the brutal part. While you're busy comparing, those who focus on themselves quietly build empires, transform their skills, and master the art of fulfillment. They don't have more hours in the day. They simply stopped wasting them on others. Now, imagine a different reality. Imagine waking up every morning not with fear or envy, but with clarity. Not asking, am I enough? But declaring, I will become enough. Not chasing approval, but chasing mastery. Not measuring yourself against someone else's highlight reel, but against your own potential. That's freedom. That's power. That's where true growth begins. And it starts with a single, radical choice to stop chasing everyone else. To stop letting other people's progress dictate your happiness. To stop comparing and start creating. It doesn't mean you ignore the world. It means you become fully present in your own journey. Every action, every decision, every moment of focus becomes a building block for your own life. And here's the secret. Once you stop chasing others, you will notice something shocking. People start chasing you. Opportunities appear. Respect comes naturally. Influence grows. Because when you are fully committed to your own path, you radiate authenticity in a way that cannot be ignored. Right now, look inside and ask yourself, are you living for yourself or for everyone else? The answer will determine the next chapter of your life. And that chapter begins the moment you decide to stop running someone else's race. Have you ever noticed how exhausting it is to live life on autopilot, always reacting to what everyone else is doing? Think about it, scrolling through feeds, reading updates, watching accomplishments you haven't achieved yet. Every time you compare yourself, your confidence erodes a little. Your focus fractures. Your potential shrinks. Yet most people accept this as normal. They think this is just how life is. But here's the shocking reality. It doesn't have to be that way. You can reclaim your mind, your energy, and your life starting today. Imagine this. You wake up tomorrow with zero concern for anyone else's success. Zero worry about who is ahead, who is richer, who is more popular. Instead, your eyes focus only on your own growth. How powerful would that feel? How free? That's not a fantasy. That's a choice, a decision that can completely reshape your trajectory. And the first step is understanding a simple truth: the world will never stop racing. People will always move, succeed, fail, and compete. But your responsibility is not to them. It is to yourself. Every distraction you give your energy to, every second spent chasing someone else's life, is a second stolen from your own potential. Let me tell you a story. There was a young professional who spent years trying to match the success of his peers. Promotion, social status, lifestyle he mimicked, compared, and chased relentlessly. But no matter how fast he ran, he always felt behind. Until one day, he stopped. He stopped looking outside for validation. He stopped trying to measure his worth by other people's achievements. And in that moment, something incredible happened. He discovered creativity, clarity, and confidence that had been buried beneath the noise. He began building a life that was authentically his. Not better than others, just his own. That is the turning point. When you stop chasing, you start creating. And here's the part most people miss: stopping the chase is not passive. It's active. It requires courage. It requires discipline. It requires self-honesty. You must confront the uncomfortable truth. You have been living a borrowed life. The feelings of inadequacy, jealousy, and fear are symptoms of distraction. The moment you stop focus and commit to your own path, you gain a magnetic clarity. You begin to attract what truly matters, not because you follow trends, but because you lead your own. So ask yourself, how long will you continue running someone else's race? How long will you let other people's lives dictate your happiness? The choice is yours, and the power lies within the decision to redirect all that wasted energy toward your own evolution. The shift begins now. Have you ever wondered why some people seem unstoppable no matter what life throws at them, while others constantly feel behind, anxious, and drained? The difference isn't talent, luck, or connections. It's focus. It's clarity. It's the ability to live life on your own terms instead of reacting to everyone else's. Most people chase recognition, validation, or approval because it's easier than confronting themselves. But here's the uncomfortable truth. The more you chase others, the farther you move from your own potential. Imagine waking up tomorrow with one mission: to invest every ounce of your energy into becoming the best version of yourself. Not for likes, not for approval, not to outshine anyone. Just for you. What would change? How would your relationships, your work, your confidence shift if your life was measured only by your own growth, not someone else's accomplishments? That is the power of turning inward, of focusing exclusively on Yao You. It's a radical, Almost counterintuitive idea, but it works. When you stop trying to compete externally, you start to dominate internally. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman who spent her career trying to match her colleagues. She chased titles, accolades, and promotions that weren't aligned with her passion. She worked harder than anyone, but she felt invisible, constantly comparing herself to the people around her. One day, she paused. She asked herself a question that changed everything. What if I only focused on my growth? She started small, honing her skills, exploring her passions, prioritizing learning over winning. Within months, her work transformed. Her confidence skyrocketed, and almost magically recognition came, not because she sought it, but because she had become someone impossible to ignore. This is not coincidence. This is principle. The world will always try to pull you into comparison. Social media, colleagues, friends, even family will unknowingly push you into chasing shadows. But there is a method to reclaim your life. It begins with awareness, noticing the moments you're distracted by others' lives, recognizing the fear that fuels comparison, and deliberately redirecting that energy inward. Then it grows into action, investing your time, effort, and focus solely on your skills, your passions, your goals, the result: freedom, confidence, mastery, a life built on purpose, not envy. Because when you stop chasing others, you finally have room to chase yourself. And that is the race that truly matters. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to get lost in everyone else's drama, achievements, expectations? How effortlessly your focus shifts from what truly matters, your growth, your purpose, your dreams, to comparing yourself with someone else. That shift is subtle, but it's deadly. It robs you of energy, clarity, and confidence. And the truth is this: every time you chase someone else's path, you delay your own success. Now imagine taking a radical step. Imagine creating a life where every action, every thought, every decision is aligned with your own evolution, not anyone else's. That's the secret most people overlook. You don't need to run their race, follow their timeline, or mimic their achievements. The moment you fully embrace your journey, your energy multiplies, your focus sharpens, and doors open in ways that comparison could never unlock. Let me tell you a story. There was an artist who spent years trying to replicate the style of famous painters, hoping their recognition would bring hers. She worked tirelessly, but never felt fulfilled. One day, frustrated and exhausted, she made a choice. She would stop copying, stop chasing validation, and instead pour herself into discovering her own unique voice. The change was instantaneous. Her creativity flourished. Opportunities appeared naturally. She realized that the energy she had spent chasing others could have been used to create something uniquely hers. And in focusing on herself, she became far more successful than she ever could have imitating anyone else. This is the principle. Chasing others is not only exhausting, it's limiting. By redirecting your energy inward, you unlock a different kind of power, the power of authenticity, the power of mastery, the power of momentum that grows from consistency and self-focus. Every skill you develop, every habit you build, every insight you gain compounds exponentially when it's dedicated to your path, not someone else's. Here's how you start: identify the distractions, comparisons, and influences that pull you off course. Cut them ruthlessly. Replace them with actions, rituals, and thoughts that elevate your life. Invest in learning, in health, in growth. Treat your life like a garden, tend it daily, water it with focus, and remove the weeds of comparison. Remember this: the moment you stop chasing others is the moment you start winning at your own life. Opportunities, respect, influence, all of it follows naturally when you are fully committed to becoming the person you were meant to be. The shift begins with focus, and focus begins with a single, unwavering decision: I am done chasing others. I will focus only on me. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to move through life with unstoppable momentum, while others feel trapped in the chaos of everyone else's expectations? The difference isn't talent or luck, it's habits. It's the routines and decisions they commit to every single day that no one sees. And here's the shocking truth: most people waste their best energy chasing what others are doing, leaving nothing for themselves. That's why their momentum never builds, their goals stay distant, and their confidence falters. Now imagine a different reality, a life where your energy, focus, and time are invested exclusively in yourself. Every morning, every action, every choice is designed to build your growth, your skill, your vision. That's the essence of unstoppable momentum. Not following the crowd, not reacting to what others are doing, but designing a life that propels you forward day after day. And the beauty of it: once you start, the results compound faster than you ever imagined. Let me tell you a story. There was a young entrepreneur who constantly compared himself to others in his industry. He watched competitors rise, doubted his own progress, and questioned his abilities. Then he made a conscious decision. He would stop chasing everyone else. Instead, he implemented daily habits that reinforced his growth: reading, practicing his craft, networking intentionally, and reflecting on his own progress instead of theirs. Within months, his confidence skyrocketed, his skills sharpened, and his business started to thrive. The people who were ahead, they faded into the background, not because he beat them, but because he became so focused on himself that no one else mattered. Here's the principle: your focus is a superpower. Every habit that reinforces your growth multiplies your results. Every distraction you eliminate creates room for mastery. Every comparison you stop makes space for confidence. Momentum doesn't come from luck. It comes from consistent, purposeful actions that build on themselves. So ask yourself, what are the habits you are tolerating that keep you distracted? What routines are draining your energy into other people's lives instead of fueling your own? Begin today by creating rituals that serve you. Protect your focus like it's sacred. Celebrate your progress privately, and let your results speak louder than the noise outside. Remember, the moment you prioritize yourself over others, you unlock a level of momentum that comparison can never give you. Your growth, your power, it all begins when you stop chasing and start investing in yourself. The choice is yours, and the time is now. Have you ever felt your mind wandering, pulled in every direction by worries about what others think or what they are achieving? That subtle unease, that anxiety, that fear of being left behind, it's more powerful than most people realize. And the truth is shocking. It's not the world that's holding you back, it's your own mind. Every thought spent comparing yourself to others, every second of doubt or fear, steals energy, clarity, and confidence. If you want to stop chasing others and truly focus on yourself, mastering your mind is not optional. It's essential. Imagine a life where your mind becomes your greatest ally, where fear doesn't paralyze you, doubt doesn't distract you, and the noise of the world fades into the background. That's the power of emotional mastery. When you can control your focus, regulate your thoughts, and respond deliberately instead of reacting impulsively, you free yourself to fully pursue your own path. Your energy is no longer scattered, it's concentrated. Your decisions are no longer reactive, they are intentional. And the momentum you create becomes unstoppable. Let me tell you a story. There was a professional who constantly compared herself to peers. Every success she saw in others sparked insecurity and self-doubt. She realized she was giving away her power to comparison. One day, she decided to take control. She began practicing mental discipline, pausing before reacting, journaling her thoughts, meditating to gain clarity, and questioning every anxious or self-limiting thought. Slowly, the comparison faded. Her confidence grew, her decisions became clear and bold, and in that space of focus, her life transformed. Success no longer felt like a race against others. It became a natural result of her intentional choices. Here's the principle: mastering your mind is mastering your life. Every distraction you eliminate, every negative thought you reframe, every moment of self-doubt you challenge compounds into resilience, focus, and clarity. Emotional mastery doesn't just protect your progress, it accelerates it. The more disciplined your mind, the less the external world can steal your energy. So ask yourself, how often are you letting your mind chase others instead of yourself? How many hours, days, even years are slipping through your fingers because of comparison, fear, and distraction? The choice is yours. Start today by taking ownership of your thoughts, your emotions, and your focus. Build the mental resilience that allows you to ignore the noise and commit fully to your journey. Remember, the moment your mind aligns with your mission, chasing others becomes irrelevant. Your power, your clarity, your life, all of it becomes unstoppable. Have you ever asked yourself why some people achieve more in a year than others do in a decade? Why their lives seem to move forward effortlessly while yours feels like you're stuck in a loop, always reacting, always chasing? The secret isn't talent, luck, or timing. It's focus. And not just any focus, it's the relentless, unshakable kind that comes from chasing yourself, not others. The moment you stop running someone else's race, you unlock momentum so powerful it can't be stopped. Imagine a life where every day builds on the last, where your energy, time, and decisions are invested in one goal, becoming the person you were meant to be. You're no longer distracted by comparison, validation, or approval. You don't measure yourself against anyone else. You measure progress against yourself. That's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary. That's the difference between drifting through life and intentionally creating it. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who constantly felt behind, always comparing himself to friends, colleagues, and strangers online. He chased recognition and validation like a lifeline, but no matter how much he achieved, he never felt satisfied. One day, he made a radical decision. He would stop chasing others entirely. He started focusing solely on his growth, physical, mental, emotional, professional. Every action became intentional. Every habit reinforced his progress. Slowly but surely, momentum built. His skills improved, his confidence skyrocketed, and the life he imagined began to materialize. He no longer chased, he attracted. Opportunities, respect, and influence flowed naturally because he had committed fully to himself. Here's the principle: momentum is created when focus meets consistency. Every distraction you eliminate, every comparison you refuse to make, every step you take for your own growth compounds into unstoppable progress. The more you invest in yourself, the more results appear, not because you're chasing them, but because you've built the foundation for them to find you. So ask yourself, how much of your energy are you wasting chasing someone else's life? How long will you let comparison steal your progress? The truth is, the world will always move, compete, and succeed. But your mission is different. Your race is your own. Invest in yourself. Protect your focus. Build habits that multiply momentum. And watch as your life begins to unfold in ways you never imagined. Remember, unstoppable momentum isn't about running faster than everyone else. It's about running your own race, fully committed, with clarity and purpose. When you do, the world stops pulling at you and starts following your lead. Have you ever wondered why some people seem magnetic, respected, influential, and unstoppable, while others struggle to make an impact no matter how hard they try? The secret isn't luck, connections, or talent. It's focus. And not just any focus, it's the kind that comes from committing fully to yourself, your vision, and your growth. When you stop chasing others, you create space for influence, respect, and leadership to find you naturally. Imagine this. Instead of comparing, competing, or seeking validation, you dedicate every ounce of energy to building yourself. Every action, every thought, every decision becomes an investment in your own mastery. That focus radiates outward. People notice it. Opportunities appear. Doors open. And here's the powerful truth. It's not about trying to impress others. It's about becoming so grounded, so skilled, so clear in your purpose that your presence alone commands respect. Let me tell you a story. There was a professional who constantly tried to fit in and measure herself against colleagues. She sought approval, followed trends, and chased recognition, but nothing ever felt permanent. Then she made a shift. She stopped chasing external validation. Instead, she committed to her craft, strengthened her skills, and became intentional in her actions. The results were undeniable. Her confidence grew, her influence expanded, and people naturally gravitated toward her. She didn't need to chase. Her growth created attraction. She became magnetic because she focused on herself. Here's the principal: influence is a byproduct of focus, mastery, and authenticity. When you stop running someone else's race and commit fully to your own, the world responds. People respect clarity and confidence. Opportunities align with preparation and momentum. And the longer you sustain this focus, the more natural your influence becomes, because you're no longer defined by what others do, but by who you are becoming. So ask yourself, how much of your energy is spent trying to keep up with someone else? How often do you seek approval or recognition instead of building your own capabilities? The path to lasting impact isn't in chasing others. It's in mastering yourself. It's in creating momentum, refining your craft, and investing relentlessly in your growth. Remember, when you focus fully on yourself, influence and success follow naturally. You no longer need to chase others. They start chasing you. Your energy becomes magnetic, your life becomes unstoppable, and your path, it becomes unmistakably yours. Have you ever paused and asked yourself who you are really living for? How much of your life is truly yours, and how much is spent chasing the expectations, successes, or recognition of others? That question is uncomfortable, even shocking, but it's the one that determines whether you live a borrowed life or a life that belongs entirely to you. The truth is simple: until you stop chasing others, you will never fully experience your own potential. Imagine waking up every morning completely free from comparison, free from the pressure to perform for someone else, free from the fear of being left behind. Your only mission is your own growth, your own mastery, your own journey. Every decision you make is intentional. Every action fuels your momentum. Every thought builds your confidence. That's freedom. That's power. That's the life that is waiting for you the moment you decide to stop chasing and start becoming. Let me tell you a story. There was a man who spent years trying to keep pace with his peers. Promotions, accolades, social recognition, he chased it all. Yet no matter how much he achieved, he felt empty, constantly anxious, always comparing. Then one day he decided to stop. He stopped chasing. He focused fully on himself, his skills, his health, his purpose, his growth. Slowly the world responded. His confidence radiated. Opportunities appeared. Respect came naturally. Success wasn't something he pursued. It was a byproduct of his commitment to himself. He became unstoppable. Not because he outrun anyone else, but because he fully embraced his own race. Here's the principal: transformation begins the moment you stop seeking external validation. Momentum begins when your energy is dedicated solely to your growth. Influence, success, and fulfillment are natural byproducts of a life built on focus, discipline, and self-mastery. Nothing external can replace the power of living entirely for yourself. So ask yourself, how long will you keep running someone else's race? How long will you measure your life by someone else's standards? The moment you commit fully to yourself, everything changes. The fear of not being enough disappears. The energy you wasted on comparison becomes fuel for greatness. The life you were meant to live emerges unstoppable and undeniable. Remember this: stop chasing others. Focus only on you. Build your momentum. Master your mind. Strengthen your habits. Commit to your path. And watch as your influence, your confidence, and your success become a natural reflection of the person you were always meant to be. This is your race. This is your life. Own it.